A day in the life of an Agile coach. What does a day in the life of an Agile coach looks like? I mean, a day in the life of a result-driven Agile coach, not a busybody Agile coach. There is a clear difference. What does it even mean to be a result-driven Agile coach? As an Agile coach, your ultimate goal is to increase revenue for the organization. And how do you increase revenue for the organization? You do that by helping the organization achieve a healthy work culture, streamline their workflow, and improve their efficiency and efficacy. And then that's how indirectly you will automatically increase their revenue generation. So what does a day in the life of this kind of Agile coach looks like? I'm going to be sharing you my own day, how it typically looks like, and I'm very curious to hear some of the Agile coaches that follow this platform. Come in the comment section, share with us what your typical day looks like so we can bounce ideas, which is the ultimate purpose of this platform. If you are an Agile coach or leading any kind of corporate transformation, this video is for you. Watch and let's continue to learn together. My name is Fomafung, your business agility and AI career coach. If this is your first time here, please turn on that subscription button and the notification bell so you will stay in touch with what we do here on weekly basis. If you're a returning subscriber and a returning viewer, thank you so much. I love you so much. And by the way, this video was inspired by a couple of my followers, which I only remember one person's name, Judy M. She connected with me on LinkedIn and then she was curious. She sent me an inbox and was curious to just hear how my typical day as an Agile coach looks like. So I'm like, you know what? Given that other people have been requesting for this, just wanting to hear a sense of how my day looks like, okay, I'm going to answer this question for you in a video so we can reach many more people. All right, let's go straight into the topic. How do I run my typical day as an Agile coach? Like I shared on the video about a day in the life of a Scrum Master. If you didn't watch that video right there, click on that link to watch that video. No 2 days in the life of an Agile coach looks the same. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation. I'm going to be giving you step by step how I run my typical day. I get started first thing in the morning by conducting mindfulness. And there are different kinds of mindfulness. I have my own particular kind of mindfulness that really works for me. And most especially as a serial family girly with little kids and a very, very demanding job, I have learned that you cannot pour from an empty cup, which is why I get started with my day by making sure that I am okay first before I even touch my computer. What do I mean by that? I get going by first spending between 5 to 7 minutes in meditation and prayers. I do that and then I spend around 15 minutes in quick exercise. I have my vibration plate that I don't joke with. I climb on my vibration plate for approximately 10 minutes. If you don't know what the vibration plate is, that's the link right there. Click on it or check around the products that I've pinned here. You would see a vibration plate there. I don't joke with my vibration plate, especially as a mom working from home. You have to be okay first before you can even be productive. And then the third thing that I ensure I do after my vibration plate is I write down one thing that I am grateful for. I just want to be soaked in that spirit of gratitude. It's very important to me. If I miss that step, I realize that I usually don't feel fulfilled or complete throughout the day. I ensure that every day after my 10-minute workout on my vibration plate, I write down one thing that I'm grateful for, and I really appreciate God for that. And then the next thing that I do is I come up with my list of priority or to do. And in the midst of all these different things that I want to do for the day, I make sure that I identify 3 key priorities that even if I'm not achieving anything for that day, I want to make sure that I can point back to at least these 3 key things, that these are the things that I've achieved for the day. So as I list these 3 top priorities, I ask myself this one question: what value do I want to bring to my customer or my client today that will help me be purpose-led and not busy-led? I don't want to be busy. I want to be purposed. Once I'm able to map that out and answer that question, and then I ensure that before my day runs out, I am calling out this as the value that I've given to the organization or to my customer in the midst of all the things that I've done. Once I identify that, I now transition to the next category of things. The very next thing I do is intense communication and follow-up. What I do is I go through my email and then I sort out the emails that needs to be responded to. I go ahead and ensure I respond to all of those emails based on priority. And then based on previous days' conversations or action items that needed to be followed up, I see if there are any important things that I need to follow up with. I go ahead and follow up. So in the midst of that, what I have in mind at the end of the day is to make sure I achieve a deep connection with at least one person. That's what I do. Every day that I am interacting through emails, through whether it's Slack, Microsoft Teams, messages, or phone calls, in the back of my head, I want to make sure that I establish a deep connection or relationship with at least one person. You see, so the next category of things that I want to take care of is what I call coaching and continuous learning. And under this category, what kind of things fall under the coaching and continuous learning? At least every other day, I get at least one request from a stakeholder, be it a manager, a director, a product manager, a product owner, requesting help for their teams. To me, that's one of the wins. That's one thing that I'm looking to achieve as a result in the midst of the emails, following up, and things like that. Talking about this particular day, for instance, after my whole communication, checking my email, I realized that a manager had sent an email requesting for coaching help for her team. The very next thing I do is looking through the email, I realized that I couldn't really envisage the kind of help they needed. I had to respond back, guiding them on a material that I had created or a guide that I had created to help my stakeholders being able to differentiate between ad hoc coaching services and embedded long-term coaching services. With that guidance, I would send it over to them and they would look through it and they would determine if they need an ad hoc service, which if they need an ad hoc service, in this case, she determined that she needed a long-term embedded coaching service. The very next thing that happened was they filled out the intake coaching form and submitted the coaching form, and I spent approximately, say, 5 minutes to go through the coaching form and see if truly a long-term embedded coaching will be worth it. I realized that it was definitely worth it. And when I see people coming and requesting for coaching services, that's what I call the pull approach. There are 2 types of requests. You have the push request approach, you have the pull request approach, which I usually love the pull request approach because the pull most of the time the pull, you don't have so many resistance when it comes to the pull approach. If you want to know more, reach out to me. I don't mind sharing more about that. So what I did was I quickly set up a meeting on what I call a coaching meet and greet coaching agreement meeting. You see, so before I engage with any team, I want to make sure that we establish a coaching agreement. There is this one meeting that I usually ensure that happens. It should not take more than 30 minutes. I set up that meeting, say for the next day. I schedule that meeting and I call that meeting meet and greet and coaching agreements meeting. I actually also make sure that I have established a standard, what I call coaching agreement for the organization. Because for me, I'm a system thinker. I don't focus on processes. I don't focus on tools like that. I use them. However, I think I'm wired to think systems, to build systems for organization, that's why I create all these guides and standards and things like that for them. So that's it. And looking forward to meeting this person, say the next day, going by the meeting that I've scheduled. The very next thing that I do is, on my calendar, I averagely have approximately three ad hoc services to provide every day. That's really how busy my day is. I now move on to connecting with one of my ad hoc teams or leaders or whoever requested for the ad hoc coaching service. This may probably be around 11 o'clock. That's probably around 11 o'clock for the day. I'll reach out to them, we'll connect, and then I provide the ad hoc coaching services that they've asked for, and hopefully we get some results from that. And then between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, I typically take my lunch break. That's one of the best moments of my life, especially as a new mom. I just have to spend that time with my baby girl. Oh, it's usually very, very refreshing and decompressing. I love that. And then after that, I may have a session with my manager. We usually have that kind of session, maybe to problem solve or to brainstorm on anything. I may be requesting for his help, or he may be requesting for my help. We have that kind of relationship. So we can connect it usually ranges between 0 to 30 minutes or 0 to 1 hour. We will connect and, we brainstorm on whatever we are looking to solve, or whatever the issue is we are looking to brainstorm on. And then say from 2 o'clock to 2:30, I typically, let's say I'm supposed to deliver a training for the entire organization. I can now go and work a little bit. I like to put my focus time either around that time or around early morning period. But for this particular instance, yes, I would block my time as focus time, where I can working on the presentation or the training content that I need to deliver, refine it, practice. And what am I practicing? I'm practicing the flow of things. I'm practicing the interaction. At what point do my audience need to interact with the learning materials or with me? Practice all of that. I typically spend approximately 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes building content or refining content and things like that. So every single day I refine some kind of content, because even if it's not training materials, it's an article that I'm writing or it's a guide that I'm creating. You guys know that I love creating content. I cannot help myself. I just cannot help myself. I'm always creating something for my client. There is always a problem to solve. I usually like to create things for them as opposed to go and trying to explain it with my mouth. No, I always like to create something that even if I'm not there in person, they can always just leverage that guide to use it. Again, remember, I'm a system person, not a process person. Yeah, so let's say we are around 3 o'clock for the day, and then around that time, we may get to connect for our team's leadership meeting, So yes, we will connect for the leadership meeting, and most of the time when we connect for the leadership meeting, it's either there is one particular thing that they need all of our ideas to be added to. Everybody shares their own input and their thoughts. We continue to problem solve and make progress, or someone or two people are demonstrating a win that they've achieved. So they would demonstrate that. I love those sessions, because it's a big opportunity to learn from your peers and just appreciate the smart set of people that you're working with, as well as also bringing something and share with them. Yeah, that's usually very beautiful. So that typically takes like 30 minutes. And then say around 3 o'clock, I just usually like to spend that last 30 minutes around 3 o'clock to revisit, let's say for this coaching agreement, meet and greet, and then coaching agreement meeting that I have the next day. I like to spend time the previous day to just review and prepare mentally, put my thoughts together based on what I have discovered from the coaching intake form that this person has submitted. Just put my thoughts together on how the conversation will go. You see, I like to spend that around 30 minutes doing that so that the meeting should be productive. I don't like meetings that waste people's time. So I make sure that every single minute any person is spending in a meeting is worth it. Worth my time, worth the other person's time. That's what I do. And then from 3:30, right around 3:30, usually 3:25, I jump out to go get the kids from school. That I typically spend like 15 to 20 minutes to do that. I grab them from school, I run back home, and they are all rushing to go settle, change their uniforms, take their showers and stuff like that. And then I come back to my computer. I sit down to just have a reflection about my day. That is also a very important part of my day, what I call an introspection on how my day went. I go back to what I had established as my 3 top priorities for the day under these different categories of mindfulness, communication, coaching, continuous learning and development, mentorship, training. These are and then facilitation. These are the 7 categories of how I structure my work. I reflect and then I track back if I've been able to achieve those priority items, and most especially the one value that I initially established as what I'm looking to achieve for that day, if I was able to achieve that. Most of the time I do. Most of the time it may be I'm only able to achieve an enablement towards my ultimate goal. You see, and then if that's the case, I would review what happened. Why was I only able to achieve the enablement? How can I make it better next time? What did I learn? What did I find out? All that together is how I mostly spend my day. I hope this was helpful. I'm curious to hear your questions. And for Judy M, who requested this, if this answered your question, let me know. Otherwise, leave a comment. And by the way, you all know that we have structured mentorship and coaching programs for different categories of Agile practitioners. If you want to become a highly experienced, hands-on Agile coach and be able to confidently share your experience like me, we have a fantastic program that we've designed, and it has helped so many people already. This program is not only about certification training, it's about helping you really understand, do the job on a day-to-day basis, and we also help you through interview preparation and help you to be able to land the job as an Agile coach if that's what you're looking to get. So reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you. That's our contact information. Visit our website to learn more. If you are a Scrum Master, maybe you only have a certification, or you have been struggling in the job market, especially now, given that the job market is tougher than ever before, we have a strategy that we've put in place and people are landing jobs. Visit our website right there, or reach us on WhatsApp or send us an email and join our level 2 mentorship 365 mentorship and coaching program. Before you're done with your program, you will not be able to recognize your own self. That's how good our program is. And we've consistently refined our program to stay up to date with the constant changes in the industry. And if you are looking to get started, if you're just a beginner and you're looking to get started, we also have what we call the level 1 Scrum Master training program. Join our program and you have classes new cohorts starting every month, every first Tuesday or first Thursday of the month. Again, enrollment is already ongoing. People are filling the slots. Don't miss on the slot. The year is already coming to an end. Stop procrastinating and just take action for once. There's nothing you're losing at the end of the day. You're either learning or you're winning. You are not losing anything. Visit our website and learn more about our level 1 program, and join us and let's help you. We want to be able to duplicate more of me. And then if you're already working as a Scrum Master, an Agile practitioner, you're struggling with your day-to-day job, you just want to be better, you just want to be able to add value to your organization, which is why they call me the Agile Queen, the queen of all Agile, the mother of Agile. I want to be able to help you to do more than what I'm doing for my clients. Reach out to us and we will help you, guide you as you do your job on a daily basis so that you're adding value. You don't end up being the busybody Agile coach or Scrum Master. We help you through our one-on-one mentorship program, and you will stand out in your organization. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.